Konbanwa. Konbanwa. Oh, camera's all messed up. Peek behind the scenes. Looking a little bright. Welcome in, welcome in. Start the music. Did it start? Let's just check. Maybe you can't hear that. It's not shut up. Is the music coming through for you guys? It seems that maybe it's not on my end. I think maybe I turned something off. Hello, hello? Nandaro. Stopped. That was just the intro music though, but the background stuff. Oh wait, let me just look on this plain screen and we're gonna check. The music stopped playing after the Nanda. I can hear it in my ear, but it's usually coming through here. This might just be a musicless stream, you know. I don't know how. Hello, sorry, are we back? It sort of crashed when I clicked anything, then it just sort of went nuts. Give me 1 second, let me change that light, it's a bit bright. Oh god, you think you're okay, you think you set up everything nicely. Let's just have a normal stream now, eh? Welcome in. It is Tuesday evening here for me. Ever professional. Kiss me's. Hello everyone, just in time for my lunch break. That was the idea when we set up this evening stream. I say we, it was mostly me. You guys were along for the ride, but who we got here? Ali, hello, Quilter, Zazu. Music stopped playing. I think we should be back. Hopefully you all made your way back in here. We can just get started. That's also looking a little dark now. All good. Good evening. Sorry about that little hiccup there. Let's just switch over to the block. We're going to be working. Well, I put up in the treetop, so I guess we should work at the top branch here. Let me just set this camera in the correct place. It's about where I want to work. Here. Set the focus. Super professional. Maybe crank up the music a little bit. I think that's better. Okay, I'm gonna get carving. Glasses on. Smoky cafe vibes, that's kind of it, you know. That is the vibe. Especially for these evening streams. I actually set up this playlist with sort of evening streams in mind. I was considering to do like no music on the morning streams and then sort of how you called it, smoky cafe vibes for the evenings. But I kind of just like the vibe all around. Zednik, afternoon. Welcome in. Are we on camera? So we're back to the picky work on the bonsai. One of these days I will get a chance to work on this in the evenings, but it wasn't this week. Where's my post-it? So last time we left, it feels like so long. After the weekend, I did the stream on Friday and then I really need to add a third stream into the week because the gap between the Friday one and the Tuesday evening one, it just feels like I'm starting afresh. But the days I've chosen and excluding weekends, because I really don't want to do weekends, it's kind of a struggle to get myself to these evening streams, to be honest, recently. I feel like I sort of have to drag myself away from the dining table. Once I get into it, it's fine. It's just getting moving. Get the marrow on me in there a little bit deeper. But yeah, I think we'll need to add another stream at some point. It will be an evening, no, a morning stream. Evening for you guys, I guess. Little housekeeping up top. Was expecting you to was expecting a playlist of Welsh folk tunes. No. I won't do that to you guys. It was enough that I sang one to you the other day. That's now on the internet. I'm not sure anyone cares enough to pick it up and make fun of me for it, but so yeah, a little bit of housekeeping. I won't be here next Tuesday. Technically, our flight is on the 10th, which is a Wednesday, but we go out at like 12:01, so it's basically Tuesday evening. So at this time next week, I will be in the airport, flying off to the UK. Is everything okay with Dave? He missed the last two streams. Just checking if that was planned or I missed something. No, he got a flu, I guess. Yeah, I think he was doing much better today. That's the reports I got. Well, he was doing a lot better on Monday. Today he's even better. Still a bit croaky, I think. But I assume he'll do the next Thursday stream as normal. Yeah, so next week, no stream, and I guess there'll be no stream until when do I get back? Flight back on the 27th, but we're losing a day in the travel, so that'll be the 23rd. So it won't be until the 26th, the next stream. After, I'll have one more on Friday, and then that'll be it until the 26th. Hopefully, you won't have all forgotten me by then. It's not really doable. Any streaming in London. Yeah, I think he's doing much better. I don't think I'll be becoming an IRL streamer anytime soon, so no streams in the UK. I will be taking lots of footage though. I'll try and make a little something. Damien, Damien, Damigan. Welcome in. Hope you're doing well. I mentioned to you before the trouble in organising the back room at the British Museum in the Asia's department. Welcome in, Happy Ukes. That's all sorted, although it has cost me quite a bit. I had to get a rushed hotel in London. Well, technically it's not a hotel. I think it's not through Airbnb, but it's something similar to that. It's quite a nice one. I had chosen out this one hotel that was like pretty nice and quite reasonable. But you change like 2 days difference and the price shoots up. It's like some sort of knot or something here. It doesn't want to go, and I'm really fighting it. If I was to push too hard here, I could really lose some stuff. Attack it from the other angle. Keep on camera there. So now the plan is that we arrive on the 10th, and then on the 11th, perhaps the afternoon of the 10th as well, there will be some filming at the British Museum. Which is really not the way I wanted to do it, because it's going to be probably... I'm expecting the worst from a flight with a 1-year-old. I'm just thinking probably it's not going to be very restful. So I didn't really want to do the filming like the day we land or the day after. But it's worked out that that's the only real time it's going to be doable for me. Come. When you open. The good thing about it though is that once the original plan was to do it on the day before we flew back, which itself would have caused some stress, I guess. Either side of the flight was not going to ever be great. The last couple days, well, actually on Monday I was working on the Atelier Center print, and actually there's not a real tight deadline on that print. I'm already quite ahead on it, and I've still got a couple months to finish it, I guess, which is a nice change from the start of the series. It was like backed up for the first 6-7 months, I guess, and then we got finally on top of it. Well, design and carver wise we did. Kind of worked in reverse for the princess, I think. But I've got a bit of time. That one is not being published until December. So usually, at the very latest, it's like 2 weeks before, which is cutting it really kind of fine. But that's like, if you don't make that deadline, it's not going out type thing. So it's 2 weeks before. But ideally, you want to give them a month, the carvers, the printers, to get the block set done before it has to be shipped, because there's also like packing and shipping it out as well. Are you going to be making any videos of your time at the British Museum, or is it just for you? No, it's going to be for the new... I have a... Yeah. So we're working on this Haijima print by Kanyoshi. And I'm going to talk to Kapsin-san. I made some questions and sent them over to her. Just like, it's not strict. It's not going to be a very long interview. I just want to... The main thing I want to talk to her about is what her opinions are on the pigments that were used and how different pigments degrade at different rates. So like blues, like particularly Prussian blue, they don't really degrade with sunlight so much. But some of the other colors, like the red, I think the red they use is fine. What other colors? There's lots of strong green, which is made of those, so that will stay pretty similar to how it is now. There'll be a bit more vibrancy to all these colors, but there's a few pigments, particularly the yellows. Although remarkably, in the sample I got from the British Museum, their copy is like really vividly yellow. Perhaps they were using the arsenic stuff. So I want to talk about what her opinion is on the different pigments and how they will degrade at different rates, so I can sort of make a judgment call on how I want this to finally turn out, what instructions I want to give to the printers. I want to be quite involved with like stating to the printers exactly what I want, rather than just like popping in every now and again and saying, oh yeah, that looks good, maybe you could do it a little bit like this, but like be a bit more involved in the printing this time, especially during the testing, to try and create a print sort of in the ethos that Adachi Hanga do. Their ethos is to sort of make prints the way they envision they would look first coming off the press. I think they go too far with a lot of stuff. Like they end up oversaturating and making colors a little bit garish and not balancing things as well as I think they probably were done in the past. I'm not having a big slander on them, but I want to, yeah, put some of my own thoughts, but also as the British Museum, like Kapsin-san, what she thinks the different pigments in this particular print. Obviously, this isn't something you can do with every reproduction you're doing. You can't go speak to an expert at a museum. Like, what do you think the pigments are going to do on this? It's not really practical. But I think this will be a pretty special publication. Oh, Vivid KP, thank you so much. 4 months. So from day one. Has it really been 4 months? Doesn't feel like that, does it? Arigatou gozaimasu. That's really going to be like a badge, an OG badge. That, not that any of you have to subscribe. You shouldn't go chasing those badges. You can stop at any time with it. I appreciate that. think I said welcome to you. Good evening, Geist. Maybe I didn't. Seems a little bit loud. What else? This is quite a quiet weekend, to be honest. I did get a message from Vincey last night asking me. He said he's finally done the color separation, and could I quickly smash out 36 colors? He probably means before the end of the month. But I kind of told him that's not going to be possible because I'll be going to the UK soon. So that was a little shock, but it was like I also expected it to come. I have told him about my vacation though. Other than that, kind of chilled one. 36 colours, yeah. They don't lots of colours, but lots of them are little spot colours. They don't lay out. The designer who's doing that stuff doesn't lay out the colours very well. They're also limited because a lot of these characters that they are working with, they're licensing. The licensing means that the colours of these characters are like set in stone and you're not allowed to change them. You have to use this colour. It's part of like the agreement to be able to use these characters at all. So it ends up with like lots of these tiny little colours. But whatever for me, I can add a couple onto one block. And so in terms of area, it means a lot of clearing. You need to do something on that plane trip over. We'll see. My guess is that he might give some to his other apprentices. Just some of the easy colours, and then when I get back, I'll have a bunch of late nights. I think that's probably what's going to happen. I'm going to get all the complicated blocks saved for me, and I'll have a bunch of late nights. When those blocks are separated out. Wow, 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 wow. Money, money, money. Kiss me. Thank you so much. Arigato. When I was talking about movie KP subscription, I wasn't like encouraging you guys don't have to subscribe. Only do it out of your own convenience if you're like sick of ads. Hontoni, I appreciate you. Here's one for both of you. Let's get this in there. Is that right?
とてもサンキュー。
合ってる。September, okay, yeah. I guess it is. I'm going away for September. I won't be here for most of it. We'll have to do Subvember instead, because that's my birthday month. And I won't be here for September, so we'll do a Subvember. So yeah, I'm gonna have a nice relaxing, well, it's not 10 days relaxing anymore. It'll be like 8 days chilling in Wales. And my sisters are all so excited to see my son that we might actually get a parenting break as well for a little bit. They're all like really eager to take him. Like, you guys go away for a night. We've never done that with him, so. Maybe I can sleep in past 6 o'clock. It's been a long old while since slept past 6 o'clock. Good size. Wood is quite hard, but it's quite picky as well. I don't prefer to do this picking, flicking stuff. I much prefer to slice through the wood. But we've got some changing grain directions here. It's not sure which way it wants to go. What other things did I get done? I've got the new stickers back for my Patreons. And I made a little video today, just a short one. I think it's okay because I already made a video on this. The colors came out really dark. I'm gonna have to change something with the sticker company I'm using to make my stickers, because recently the last couple ones I've sent like really kind of toned down colors because I'm trying to give them a little bit of an antique. I'm putting like some filters and stuff on, and I'm blurring some of the colors out so they look a little bit. I'm not doing the Adachi thing of making them look like they were fresh off the block. I want them to sort of look like antique stickers. But this week's technical tooltip is about how to hold the knife. And so I made a little Midna, thank you so much. 2 months. Wow, wow, wow. Arigato. I made a little what was I saying? I made a little video today and I put it on my Patreon to like as a supplementary video to like explain some of the things, the nuances of holding a knife. And there's actually a lot more I could talk about them. I only did a 6-minute video covering the stuff here. I could do a longer one. But yeah, that's this one's. Oh, you saw the video? You have to practice the grip. Yeah. It's important to do actually, because if you do end up like clenching like this, I think it sort of gives you, if you're not holding it loose and open, I think it sort of sets a ceiling for you that's lower than your potential if you're gripping like this. If you have a proper hand position, I think your potential is probably higher. Just my humble opinion. Picky. This one doesn't actually need an ice cube. This needs the machine body. Did I mention that Dave has a little tool that's made from a sewing machine needle. Maybe I talked about this before, but I bought all the the pieces. I've got a really nice piece of ebony. I've got a couple nice sewing needle bits that I've got ready to sharpen, and like I've got how I'm going to affix them into the wood. But I never made it because I want the handles, I want it to look like it comes from a set. So I want my new set of chisels to come so that I can make that. I don't want it to be like a different length or a different thickness. So lots of things are waiting on the tools that never come. Have you started working on those yet? No, I've ordered them. Have you started working? Yeah. No, I guess I will be. I guess I will be starting to work on them soon. The home goods centers here, they have like a little workroom in the back of most of them where you can sort of use the machines. I don't know what level the machines are at. I don't think they have the like proper workshop bandsaw and stuff like that. I think it's more commercial grade type tools, but they have them all set up there. But I have contracted it out to someone, and I've checked up on it for years now, and it's still not done. So let's not get into that. It doesn't make me a cheerful little bunny to talk about the tools. I shouldn't have brought it up. It's my fault. Seems a bit loud now. No, it's okay. And we got some new suggestions talking about music. We got some new suggestions from, I think it was Dan Squatch. Put some nice jazz albums in the suggestions. If anyone else has any suggestions to add to this playlist, throw them in there. I haven't replied to him yet. I did have a quick look through the albums he suggested. I think most of them I knew. There was a couple in there that I haven't heard. I haven't listened to the albums before, so when I do get a chance, I'll be adding a bunch of new songs I'm thinking from the suggestions into the playlist. On days, I was thinking now, on days where sometimes I have lots of stuff I've been working on and lots of stuff to discuss with you. On days where I don't have so much stuff because I don't go out so much, I was thinking about finding some interesting questions, just some sort of general stuff we can talk about. I didn't fully plan one today. I do have a little bit of an idea, but I didn't fully plan one for today. I think I'll start doing that, choosing a topic question for the chats. Good afternoon, Taran-san and humans over the world. Canton Moo, welcome in. I got your name right. No mistakes there, I think. Welcome in. Is it your first time watching the stream? Or just first time chatting? As I always say, if someone calls me Stan, I know exactly where you came from. Oh, I was supposed to mention this. I just noticed Fly's name there. Supposed to mention this a little while back. I've seen Flyfish's face. I know what you look like. It's interesting because I don't know what I expected seeing what you actually look like. But it's funny, I think about it a lot with like people who are regulars in chats. Like there's obviously a few names that I know of you and I know like what you look like. But when you're here, you don't always get a good sense. You sort of get a mental image of what you think these people are like over time. But and this is nothing particular I'm saying about Fly. Um, I don't have any strong opinions of what I thought you looked like before. But I know your face. So. I'm clearing woodworking joints with one of my dad's chisels. Probably it's a 75-year-old, wonderful memories, and I know dad would be happy I'm still using it. That is that's very strange that you say that just now out of the blue because that is the topic of my question. I was just talking about I'm going to bring up a question, and I have something my dad's here that I wanted to talk about today as well. I think that's great. Still using those things. Objects are to be used, loved, treasured. It's quite sad for things to sit in boxes, and I know it's very easy to get precious about things. You are bang on topic, sir. We need an equivalent of chocolate eggs in here, I think, because that might actually get one. Okay, so people don't accuse me of teasing. I'll just put the question out now. I wanted to talk about handmade objects. Obviously, we're making something by hand here. I was wondering what people's favorite handmade objects are. Maybe we could talk a little bit about why handmade things are cool. What is it in particular? Nice paradox the camera is looking at, but you know that you know about viewers look magic powers. Hmm? Nice paradox. The camera is looking at you, but you know about the viewers look magic powers. Are you talking about my left hand being on the left of the screen? We've been through this. I have so many of my favorite things. Some I have made, and others I was thinking less things that I'd made or that you guys have made yourself, but just maybe even you just bought at a shop, but you know they're like handmade, and something special about knowing something's handmade. You could buy something in a shop and not know it's handmade, and then you find out later that it was made by hand, and you're sort of like baffled by it. I think that's very special. I got two objects today. I haven't got the other one down, but I know where it is exactly. For me, it's like a particular type of handmade thing I'm thinking of. It's well, I've got both objects actually. One of them is sort of like it's handmade, and so it has sort of more emotion and meaning in it because it's made maybe something more akin to like your child made this picture type feeling, and so you keep it, and it's very special to you. And the other one is just sort of the awe of like craftsmanship, and it's really kind of cool that someone made this thing and it's so beautiful it looks like it was made by a machine type thing. I think often prints fall more into that category, but with the invent of things like Twitch and YouTube, I think they can spill the other way as well. we're not quite at the point of parasocial relationships on this stream yet, but one day perhaps. My clearing mallet is one of my grandfather's, made and used for years when he was younger. It's seen better days, but that's okay. That's nice. Is it like a square mallet, a round mallet? What type of mallet is it? Not Magic, OBS source well configured. Well, we thought about that a lot. We went back and forth. I still don't know what the right thing to do is with the side of the cameras. In fact, I had to rearrange it. Is it looking the same as usual? Because when I made my video today, I had to flip and things vertically and horizontally. And I may have like double flipped or double something. So I think it's the same as it usually is, right? Left on left, close at the bottom. I think that's right. But it could be completely flipped. I don't know. I think my favourite handmade object is the mug I received as a gift on my wedding. Pictures, pictures, pictures. You can put all these stuff in the general chat of the Discord. We have a Discord. Sign up. It's free. Throw your objects in there. I want to see them. I think we're going to get a bunch of really cool ones. You said about, some names on chat. Perhaps my English. Yeah. Ah, okay. Yeah. I understand. Sorry, I thought you were talking about the view of the actual camera. Sorry. I thought you were talking also about some camera term that I didn't quite understand, like the viewer's paradox is like this thing, because you're always looking in a mirror, you'd never know what your actual face looks like type of. I understand now. I'll stop explaining what I misunderstood. There's a salad bowl that I use almost every day. It's intentionally lopsided. It has a rim that curves over, and it's easy to fold in the salad dressing. Made by some Japanese lady in Austin. Cool. Round mallet with a leather wrapping on the head. And it's used soft dead blow mallet before those were invented. Ah, cool. A nice wooden mallet with a leather handle. That's nice. Yeah, they do. The reason I chose this I thought about this as a question is because I got a lot of joy from items, particularly when there's like a person behind them. I'll just put mine out actually. This is something I got when I was like maybe like 12 or 13. This is a handmade chain. I think it's sterling silver, but it was made by a friend of my dad's. And I think my dad used to wear it most days. And at the time, I think he just had these two on it. Maybe I can move this a little bit more. He just had the two little things on them, and these were both handmade by that same guy as well. It's a little bit patinaed. I need to dip it in some silver polish. But it's really nice. It's got a lot of the loops are a little bit bent and dinged. I wore this for like maybe at least a decade. Probably more. I like every single day, like religiously since I was like 12, I guess. Every day I wore this. And I added a couple of my own charms on there as well. This one is... They're all symbols of man, basically. That's what they are. They're all different symbols of man. And this was the coin given to me by my sister. So that's the Petuvian man. In recent years, I haven't worn it as much, but like super sentimental. And it's another thing just made by hand. That leans more into the picture your kid drew. That's one of my favourite handmade objects, and the other one I'll get out in a little bit. And there's a little bit of a story behind that one as well. Any other items out there? Do you put your pictures of these special handmade items on the Discord? I do want to see them. There's another item that was my dad's as well that I haven't seen, but I've heard told tales about. He had this knife. He's from Manchester, and one of the symbols of Manchester is the honeybee. He had this handmade knife. I think it had like brass fittings on it, and it's got some enameled mosaic insert thing of a bumblebee. I think my uncle's got that. Need a big chisel. There's something special about it, you know. I guess like that love of like maybe that's what brought me partly to like woodblock prints and why I like them. It's because I have like an item like this that's like I know the power that an item with a bit of a story and something that was made by hand has on me. It's kind of cool to, you know, be able to bring that to someone else maybe. I'm sure one day we'll have a print like that someone will like, oh, this is very special print. Maybe it'll be gifted to someone in the future. Perhaps. It's kind of tricky to explain though. There's something sort of unspeakable about it. Like you can't really put into words. Maybe I'm just lacking. My vocabulary is lacking or something, but it's kind of why I don't like Andy Warhol. It sort of goes against like the thing that gets me excited. It's coming from a guy who actually I used to do silk screening. In another life. I guess the modern example would be who's that guy who does the flowers? Is it Murakami? Is that his name? The guy who does the sunflowers, the smiling sunflowers. I know he says that they're a take on like commercialism and people and they've become a parody of what they're actually supposed to be against, but I'm not so sure that even he believes that. Sort of a charm bracelet. So cool, celebrate the birth of your child. You will hand it down one day. Yeah, I will. It's a full necklace. It's not a charm bracelet, but yeah, same sort of thing. This morning, a long drive towards Travel trailer. Fish camp. Okay, yeah. Okay. Had a charm for the birth of your child. Yeah, I should actually. They actually do represent people as well. So I should add one for him. Perhaps I'll have to make it or get someone to make it. Get some silversmith out there. Need some sort of little moon. Got to think of the right one though. Have fun, flatfish. Yeah. How long have we been out? 50 minutes. Let me just get that other item. This one's cool, but it's a little bit incomplete at the moment because of China Airways. Let me just move this block up. It's too close. Let me go over to the plain one and put that down. There it is. It's a knife. I like knives. I told you before about my love of Ramirez, and he has this knife. It's called the Bushlaw. He made his own knife before, and they're like £400, really expensive, and you can't get your hands on one. There's like a 2-year, 3-year 4-year waiting list. I don't know. I can't remember at the moment. Anyway, there's a bunch of people out there who make, they're called like Bushlaw clones, and there's this one guy, goes by Willowwood Knives. That's his little symbol there. Is it not illegal in Japan? No, it's fine. But yeah, and this guy as well. You can't really. There's two guys. I can't remember the other name. What is the other guy's name? There's two people. Can't remember the other guy's name. But anyway, I really like. What's his name? Jacklaw. Yeah, that's the other one. Jacklaw. There's Jacklaw and there's Willowwood, and they're like fully integrated stuff. Anyway, and I was thinking there's also a waiting list for these guys. Both of these guys, they got really long waiting lists. But he made one, and I think it was someone like dropped out or something, or he just made another one on the side while he was using. This is spalted olive wood. I haven't taken the best care. I need to like get it properly polished again. But I've had this for a bunch of years now. And this is my little bushcrafting knife. I really like it. It's really special. But I did have a matching ferro rod to go with it. And it had the same wood from the same piece of like the knob over here as like a little tag on the cord, and there used to be a ferro rod in here. And I didn't bring it to Japan when I first came here. But when I went back the last time, this would have been like a year and a half ago, I brought this back with me, and had a layover in China. And when I got back to Japan, my bag didn't show up. And I was waiting around at the airport for ages, and my bag never showed up. And I talked to the people, massively delayed, hours delayed, whatever. And it turned out that the ferro rod that was in this case was the reason. It got through the airport in London, and it got through at Japan, but it didn't go through China. They didn't want it on the plane, and they just threw it away. So I'm really kind of sad that that's gone. Anyway, I'm gonna see if I can get into to make another piece of spalted olive wood for the top of the ferro rod. How long is the blade? I can't remember. I think it's like 6 inches. What is it? 11, over 11 centimeters. It's totally legal. It's totally legal, right? I even took it through customs and they were fine with it. Camping is a big thing here in Japan as well. Satisfying fit on the sheath, yeah, it's very, very nice. In Spain, it isn't if it's over 11. It's 11. It's 11. The blade itself, I was measuring from the wrong bit. The blade actually starts. You see that curve down there? That's where you measure it from. So actually from there it's 10.8. So we're completely fine. What kind of rod? Barrel rod? Yeah, ferro rod, like an iron filings one. You use it to spark a fire. Ferro as in, yeah, from Latin for iron. You can go camping in the Pyrenees then, yeah. Mm-hmm. So yeah, a little bit sad about that, but it's just a guy in his garden shed making these beautiful knives. He doesn't just do woodlock ones, he does like some bigger machetes and stuff. And a couple like smaller little carving knives, whittling knives. It's actually funny when I bought that. Then the new thing, cool. It's funny when I bought that. My younger sister, she doesn't spend her money. She never has. She's always been like super tight about her own money. But she'd go out and like, can you buy me a drink? Never has her wallet. And I found out like how much she had stashed away at one point. Like she just never spent any of her own money ever. We've all got people like that in the family. And I found out like around the same time as I got this knife when I was much younger. And I said, "It's unbelievable. You asked me to get you something the other day, and I bought it for you. I got you this really expensive birthday present, blah blah blah. And you've just got all this money stashed away in the bank." She's a smart girl. And I was a little bit frustrated. And she pointed out to this package that just arrived. This 300 pound knife. I can't remember how much it cost, but it was like it's a one-off custom knife. They're not cheap. It was like, this is why you have no money. It's not because I don't pay my bills. I buy things. And I guess it's kind of true. I do. I like nice handmade objects. So we'll stay on the top of the branch. We'll do that bit later. So fair play to her. But also, I was right. So it's cool the power objects can have on you. Even if they're not handmade pension system. Even if they're not handmade, just like a sentimental value of an object. It's quite cool. Anyway, let's move on. And now you make nice handmade prints for us all to enjoy. Well, I certainly work on them. I don't know if this one will ever get finished. I never get a chance to work on it. I do little bits on nice prints, yeah. If it's company work, it gets done. My own projects seem to be lagging. But I get the sentiment. If there's any topics of conversations like that, you can stick them in the Discord as well. And maybe if I don't have much updates and stuff to talk about, or you can just throw them in the chat. You don't have to go into the Discord. Not really on camera, mate. Let's change the focus of this. Move it down. It's kind of tricky when I'm rotating the block to keep it correctly on the camera. Even now, I just keep having to readjust it. Yeah, okay. Don't think that's cut. Good, 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 good. Found a little line here that wasn't fully cut. It seems. Not on camera, am I? Where was it? Here. There's a little dash here that wasn't cut. Appears I missed it. Seems it might have been cut on the inside. No. Safe. Mm. Whoa, 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 whoa. My phone's been... Ah, okay, it's people in the Discord. I started getting so many different notifications there. Bench talk. Ah, Happy Ukes is his chisel from his dad. Very nice. What are those lanterns called again you're working on? Getting too late off to bed. Have a wonderful day. Stay safe. You too. I'll look at those pictures a little bit later. Take it easy. One thing I did want to ask you all was I noticed last stream a little something potentially funny going on with the Discord. It appears the announcements on my end anyway, as soon as I end the stream, I get an announcement that I've just finished streaming. Is everyone else getting an announcement when I end my stream instead of at the beginning? Because if that's how it's set up, I don't even know why that's a feature or what I've clicked to set it up in that way. But my Discord, I've been confused for a while, and I thought it was just like I was getting delayed responses for some reason. But I read through the thing, and the actual announcement was he just finished streaming. I truly hope that that is not the case. Thankfully, Korigami has actually been doing live updates on his on the, it's not acolytes. What is the Mokankan discussion board? He's got announcements running for my stream in there. But it's a little wild that people are getting updated at the end of my stream. Gotta come the other way. Business City. Is it North Wales you are going to? Do the Liverpool museums not have decent EQA collections? They might have the print you are working on. The Walker and the World Museum have a handful between them, but most aren't on display. The Lady Leather had a smallish but lovely exhibition of Eduardo prints, but that was temporary, unfortunately. I only received the start announcement, although sometimes it goes on out twice. Okay, see, some people are getting at least starting announcement, which is very relieving to me. So maybe it's just going, maybe it's just posting it twice. Hopefully. Yeah, I don't know much about the museums in Liverpool. I've only, have I been there twice? I know I've been there once, and it was only a brief, like, do the duck boats and stuff like that. Manchester, I spent a little bit more time in because I got family up there. I haven't really done much in Liverpool. So I can't tell you much about their museums. I did look, obviously I searched around other museums that had copies of this and I couldn't find anyone. If anyone else can track down any copies, I'm always looking for new copies, different impressions. Because to be honest, the impressions I've got, the British Museum one is the only real decent copy I could find out there. I put in the museum copy here. Mm-hmm. Give me a second. Put this in there, paste. This is the image we're talking about. This is the one in the British Museum. If anyone does have any luck going through any other museums or any other collections, private collections that have anything online, I'd love to see what anyone else comes back up. But it's a good suggestion. It's not that far from North Wales. Although the main purpose of the trip is actually just to get a little break. I feel like we very much earned it. Did I mention about the tracing? I've been doing, I think I started and then I got off topic. So that subscription print is not under any tight deadline to be finished. I can actually finish it back after I come back. I'll probably still end up finishing it before we leave, but that option is on the table, so I'm not actually in a rush to do that. So I have been working on the tracing today. I had another like 3 lines of kanji. They take a surprisingly long time to finish. And I've got maybe like 4 kanji left. And then just a little bit more editing. I do need the tracing I've done for viewing the British Museum. I want to put the print next to my tracing, put them out same scale and everything, so I can go back and forth, and I'll use that to sort of like mark off areas that I want to adjust that look a little bit different in person than they did in the images. It's sometimes easier to spot out what's tamari and things like that. When you're holding a physical print, everything gets flattened when you take a photo, so you can't really see so much stuff. If they're photographed really well, you can sort of get a little bit more. You can get more a feel of the three-dimensional aspect of a print, but also there's a risk that when you like pick up so much detail like that, that the lines themselves, like up close, start to get a little bit difficult to discern. You get too many reflections on like the fuzzy hairs coming from each to like see some of the roughness in the carvings. So both things are best. The ideal would be to have like a really high resolution photo and then the original print next to you, so you could like trace the photo, take a look at the print. But that's sort of like, either you've got very deep pockets to make projects like that, or you've got yourself a special set of circumstances. Most of them are not like that. Excuse me. I'm not on camera. Shout at me if I'm not on camera. We've not made massive progress today, but we moved a little bit. We made some progress. I feel like the carving of this block actually was quicker than this clearing work. Typically, I guess the ice key work is usually about half the time of the carving, roughly, in my experience. And that includes clearing the blocks and stuff as well. The clearing process as a whole is usually around half the time if you've got something reasonably complex. If you've got simple shapes, then like it's nothing. But then again, if you've got simple shapes, I guess the carving is nothing as well. So I guess it probably works out probably about half the time. Let's just plant a flag. I don't really time the segments like that, but definitely feels like this one's been a little bit longer. But I did get a lot more focus time to do this. Anyway. Are you guys picking up any of the picky sounds over the noise? Not the noise, the beautiful music. Oh, Nanda, I'm yawning all the time now. Sorry. What is this doing? Not much background noise. Really? Ah, you mean the block background noise, the picky sound? Not much picking sound. It's not being particularly sharp picky. I can angle this mic down a little bit and it will pick up a little bit more of the... Let's get some oil in here. There is a temptation, you know, when you're doing your own work. I'm not that tempted now, but I could imagine that if I was making a lot of my own work, this is kind of, well, one of the first larger projects that I've like designed, drawn, and carved myself. I've done my own work before, obviously, but at this stage, when I'm like as an established carver, and I can see the temptation to just sort of like not really care so much, not really care so much about the individual lines because I drew them and people aren't actually seeing the underdrawing. I mean, I've shown mine on screen, it's here, but people don't necessarily see that. So I could like change a couple lines here and there. If I chip something off, I can just take it off and be done with it, you know. I don't need to worry about like fixing and putting a little inlay for that little flick that I accidentally carved away. And that's quite I guess you could see it as freeing, but I see it as a slippery slope, to be honest. I wouldn't want to like fully adopt that sort of mentality towards my carving. But if you were only doing your own work, I could see how that could really just become like, oh, whatever. Oh, just do it. Do you know what I mean? Oh, that line's gone. I didn't like that line anyway. See you, Coulter. Thank you for stopping by. I have to mail my soon-to-be 9-year-old granddaughter's handmade birthday present. Wow! Congratulations. Another big project done. That'll be one of these objects we were talking about today. She'll have that when she's older. My grandmother hand stitched me this for my 9th birthday. I'm glad to be working on my own uh, carving work. I can let my standards slide pretty far. No, I think it's risky, you know. You don't I don't think it's a much more relaxed way to work. But I'm not sure it's so good, you know. You want that fire under your belly, like, oh God, Oxide's watching me. This is his dash. And it's like 4 dashes in a millimeter type thing. You know what I mean? I think you want that, you know, that pushes you. I think both things are true. It's nice to have both types of work. And it'd be good if you could alternate between them. Actually, this year has sort of been like that for me, you know. It's not my work. I've been making adolescentes prints, but um like it's not Hokusai's brush. I've touched up and fixed a lot of their brushwork, and like if I took a little dash away, like I'm not so unless it's in a crucial place. I haven't done this, but if I was to, got to take the steps even when the cameras are. Oh, Sensei Martian, welcome in. Even when the cameras are not on. Yeah, you got to be careful, you know. It's a slippery slope, KP. If you could alternate between those projects back and forth. Even if you were only ever doing your own work, you could still create work that like was really, really precise in one project and then much more laid back and more improvisational, more jazzy. I could see myself if I was only doing my own work, like I'd alternate between projects like that. Although my tendency, I would probably end up with stuff like this constantly, you know. I'd spend way too long overthinking little details. And like, no, 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 I thought about that line. I touched up that brush line after I did it with the little brush, and that it has to be there because it's working in with 5 other color blocks later, and it's like a little dash. I guess that's just my personality. Right now, I'm Taran the carver, you know. Taran the draftsman who did this image. He's he's long gone. Where are you walking at the minute, Sensei Martian? I checked in on your stream briefly, but before I went, was it before I went swimming? I think you were just doing a home stream, right? Oh, would you look at that? Sorry, Rico. Rico, I missed your buying property. I'm not sure what you're talking about there. Did I mention something about property? I would very much like to, but as you know, I am the Ubermensch millennial. No, I don't think that's true at all. I am in the sense that I can't afford a property at the moment. I think that's as good a place as any. This is the unfinished print. I should get back on another podcast when this is all done. I think ad starts in 30 seconds. I'll do another minute of quiet carving, and while you're in the ads, I might have a quick look to see if there is anyone to raid. Give me a couple seconds. Have a quick look. This is a great song as well. Nardis, Joe Henderson. I like this one a lot. Maybe we just leave the stream on. Just leave the playlist. Same category. Someone new. Come on. Is someone doing something that isn't quilting or keyboards or 3D printing? Not quilting, crocheting. I got Quilter's name in my head. Three D printers, keyboards, crochet, keyboards, 3D printer. Someone's modeling? Is that an owl? It's not English. I think we'll just leave it. I think we'll leave it. こんばんは。ちょっと遅かった。そろそろストリーム終わる。でもよろしく。Welcome in. I'm sorry I stepped away to get some coffee. Yeah, just at home. Walked the 23 ward day by day for September. Okay. Been trying 100k walk. Yeah, I've caught a couple of your streams. I heard about this 100k walk in October. All in one go, 24 hours, I think. That's right. Good luck. I think we'll leave it there, guys. Ad break ends in 10 seconds. No, we won't leave it there. We'll wait 5 more seconds. Then we'll give everyone a good goodbye. And then we will bounce. Welcome back. We are going to bounce. I am going to get a little bit of sleep. And I will see you all very soon. Oh, thank you, Wheelchair Willie. Arigato. Diolch am fyddia. Diolch mods. Oh my god, it's been so long since I read Welsh. This is so embarrassing. I can speak Welsh, but I haven't looked at like Welsh written words. Gwelwyn ni bawb eto cyn bo hir. Nos da Taran San. Thanks for the stream. Good night, everyone. Jesus Christ. Diolch am y fydda. Thanks for the stream. Diolch i'r mods. Thanks for the mods. Gwelwn ni bawb eto cyn bo hir. I'll see you all soon. Not so long. Nos da. Good night. Teacher's pet. What a bombshell. What's the bombshell that Taran can't read Welsh anymore? Honestly, it's been more than a decade since I read Welsh words. That really put me on the spot. I think we'll just go back. Just give me kanji from now on. I might even do better with that. Um, the only Welsh I know is Araf. A heddlu. Yeah, because that's all you see on the roads, right? Thanks for the stream. Diolch yn fawr iawn. Bydd i'n gweld chi cyn bo hir. Nos da. Nos da. Nos da. I don't know where my button is. I'm trying to end the stream. Nos da, pawb. Ja, over. Bye.